Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about how the IMF favours CBDCs over crypto and what this means for Quant. On the 9th of February, the IMF outlined their insights in regards to developments surrounding CBDCs. The IMF's managing director, Kristalina Georgieva, went into detail surrounding developments involving CBDC initiatives, whereby the IMF's managing director stated, if CBDCs are designed prudently, they can potentially offer more resilience, more safety, greater availability and lower costs than private forms of digital money. That is clearly the case when compared to unbacked crypto assets that are inherently volatile, and even the better managed and regulated stablecoins may not be quite a match against a stable and well-designed central bank digital currency. Georgieva continued, these are still the early days for CBDCs, and we don't quite know how far and how fast they will go. What we know is that central banks are building capacity to harness new technologies to be ready for what may lie ahead. The IMF's preference for CBDC developments over crypto coincides with the IMF supporting the 100 or so countries that are actively exploring CBDCs. The IMF has also released a paper that includes an in-depth examination of 6 different CBDC projects. The following clip features the IMF's managing director Kristalina Georgieva, where she discusses the implications and developments surrounding CBDCs around the world.
We have moved beyond conceptual discussions of CBDCs, and we are now in the phase of experimentation. Central banks are rolling up their sleeves and familiarizing themselves with the bits and bytes of digital money. And as we heard from Fred, just last month, the Federal Reserve issued a report on CBDCs, and it noted that a CBDC could fundamentally change the structure of the US financial system. As you might expect, the IMF is deeply involved in this issue, including through providing technical assistance to many members. An important role for the fund is to promote exchange of experience and support the interoperability of CBDCs. As part of the service to our members, today we are publishing a paper that shines a spotlight on the experiences of 6 central banks at the frontier, including China and Sweden.
The paper titled Behind the Scenes of Central Bank Digital Currency, Emerging Trends, Insights and Policy Lessons went into detail surrounding developments involving CBDCs around the world and how CBDC initiatives around the world are progressing. The paper authored by the IMF outlined a number of concepts, namely cross-border payment methodology and methods of interoperability. In cases surrounding interoperability, the IMF documented a number of points, namely the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank has begun discussions with other regional central banks regarding the interoperability with legacy payment systems and platforms to enable remittances and trade in the region. The initiative also outlined ventures surrounding pilot CBDC schemes around the world, namely the Bahamas Sand Dollar CBDC development, whereby the IMF outlined the pilot showed the importance of increasing interoperability with retail banking systems to make it easier for users to convert bank deposits to sand dollars. The IMF outlined in detail surrounding developments involving CBDCs directly indicates how CBDC developments and utility will become a reality in the near future. This is coupled with the IMF directly detailing how use cases and features associated with CBDCs, namely interoperability, is a must for CBDC developments. The need for interoperability, as indicated by the IMF, may have been a driving factor for developments involving the organisation being set to directly leverage Quant's multi-ledger token stablecoin in use cases surrounding the interconversion of CBDCs. Quant's MLT technology is leveraged by the International Monetary Fund for use with CBDCs that are sent to and from and operate on many distinct blockchain and legacy-based platforms. Multi-ledger tokens have the potential to be utilised for numerous blockchain and financial uses, which will continue to expand as the utility of the technology grows and new business models emerge. The IMF's direct leveraging of Quant's MLT technological innovation will aid in providing transparency in payments, whereby MLTs used as the underbelly stablecoin in fiat CBDC transactions will provide an auditable record of the stakeholders involved in transactions. Quant's MLT stablecoin will also aid in cross-CBDC payment protocols, whereby MLT stablecoins will act as the underlying payment method which induces the interconversion of fiat CBDCs. This factor will aid in the seamless interconversion of fiat CBDCs, which will improve overall payment action execution. The IMF's direct utility of MOT in view of CBDC developments could be huge for Quant and may be indicative of Quant's innovations, namely its MOT stablecoin and overledger, being directly incorporated into CBDC developments across the world. The utility of MOT stablecoins in CBDC payment infrastructure will potentially lead to the development of a Universal Payment Channel or UPC, which is a concept coined by the payment processor giant Visa. With the IMF set to directly utilise Quant's MOT innovation, Quant could be at the centre of CBDC payment protocols, especially protocols surrounding the verification and execution of CBDC payment actions. Quant's innovations may become a key component in initiatives surrounding developments involving CBDCs in the new era of finance. Coupled with the IMF being set to support CBDC developments, the Indian Central Bank are set to launch their own CBDC, whereby India's Finance Minister announced that a digital rupee CBDC will be issued by the Reserve Bank of India starting 2022 to 2023. As more central banks look to implement their own respective CBDC, there will be a growing need for an overarching network which provides universal interoperability between such CBDCs. With the mentioned MOT stablecoin initiative developed by Quant, Quant's other offerings in overledger could also be leveraged in use cases surrounding the active interaction and potential interconversion of datasets synonymous with CBDCs. This factor could take CBDC developments to the next level and also aid in overcoming the intrinsic limitations associated with CBDCs in interoperability. What are your thoughts on Quant? Will Quant be at the centre of CBDC developments? Let us know your views in the comments below. Become a Crypto Clan member by joining us on Telegram and Twitter, where we talk all things crypto. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video.